Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Bro Talk session. I am here with my bros, Mark G, Isaac, and Bilal, who's not here right now. Will most likely be on shortly. Brothers, what's going on today? It's a Monday. There's a lot that's going on. I know we got to get right into the show. We start a little bit late today, but as is customary for us, we like to check in with each other, see how things are going. So first, Mark G, what's going on, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. It's another week, bro. Another week. It was good to see you guys, man, over the weekend. The beginning of the week.
Likewise.
Yesterday was good to see you guys, man. The Neos as well coming down here to MD. You know what I'm saying?
Did you bring the care package, Kareem?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he did. You know, I got it on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I got it on Sunday. And they didn't. I was checking to see if he was tampered with it, but it wasn't tampered with.
Nah, I didn't go nowhere near them chicken wings. I was gonna eat one and see
around
you
James
counter.
Walters, you know. I was like, James. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't tampered with, man. It was good, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love.
Yeah,
It was good seeing the Neos as well too, man, and breaking bread and having a brother conversation too, which is always important to me, man. When brothers just sit and talk about life issues and fraternity issues and just catching up on family stuff as well.
no doubt. All right, what's going on, man? Sound like they doing dishes back there or something.
Yeah, they think they quiet. Like I don't understand. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, yo, every move you make, every step you take, they can hear you. You know what I mean? They're just sitting across from me, like scraping on the table, and I'm like, we can hear you. But, that's what happens when you live in a house with 5 other people, and you're trying to inch out of space to do what you do every Monday at the same time, and people act like you don't know what they about to do. Well, what I mean, it is what it is.
Well, they tell you to go to the basement, take your talent to the basement, baby.
Man, listen, it's too cold down there still. Like maybe in the summer. But if I go down there, no,
they're gonna follow you.
No spot in this house is mine. You know what I mean? So
that sounds about right. That's a dad moment right there.
Yeah, but I did get a few moments to, kind of take care of myself. As you can see, I got the doobie on, so I had to do a quick retwist. Shout out to Ezra for helping me out in the clutch. Because listen, half the hair would still be out right now if she wasn't there. So so I got a few minutes to do that. But this weekend was cool. Happy Resurrection Sunday, aka Easter. To other people, aka Bunny Day, whatever you call it, just remember the reason for the season. And God gave Jesus gave his life for all of our sins. So it was cool. Had the chance to eat some food with the fam and spent a little time out in the yard, getting that ready for hopefully garden season this year. Hopefully I get some stuff in the ground, man. That's the goal.
I know. You did tell us yesterday, man. Ike, man, we'll have to talk on the side, bro. We'll talk on the side.
All right, no doubt.
Hey, man, Ike, did you get any bun cheese, man?
Nah,
I ain't got none either, bro. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, it's all good.
I know when I went down there, man, he ain't had none for me. So
you got none.
Yo, Tops is like the only spot around here that sells it. So the red store. I shouldn't have said the name. My bad. They're not paying us. But
the store, the place that never mops.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, the one next to me, man, the floors look alright. So
yeah, of course. Well,
what's good with you though, Greg?
Yeah, man. I just keep it real quick, man. Had a fantastic weekend. Had the opportunity, like you said, to celebrate the sacrifice of Jesus Christ on the cross and with resurrection. Oh my gosh, that word is so hard for me to say. Resurrection Sunday. And had the opportunity to think about that, reflect on it, read some scriptures, and also had the opportunity to go to the 93rd annual, Eastern Region Convention of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Had a chance to hang with bros and, like, Bruce said, man, just build and talk about life and make connections. And then before we left for Rochester, man, we had to go swing by Bruce spot, man, and hang out with him for a little bit. So we had a real nice conversation. Yo, shout out to Bama, who was trying to guard the ears of the Neos like they little kids, but they grown men. But shout out to the Neos for being there. Yo, shout out to the one Neo who slept the whole day. You know who you are.
Shout out to the one that was paying attention.
Yep, you already know.
And learning about how crazy his chapter is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you should have seen his eyes. He was like, more on that in another time. So
Yes,
this weekend is really what inspired this title for today. So if you're just watching for the first time, we are Bro Talk. We are brothers connected through the fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Rho Alpha chapter at SUNY Brockport. And we took this opportunity during the pandemic to get together and to just build and talk. And for us, it's about manhood, brotherhood, and fatherhood. So if you're watching for the first time, we'd love to hear. Go ahead and hit us up in the comments. We do respond to them. If you're on YouTube right now, go ahead and click and subscribe. Do it right now. So then that way you don't miss any more shows. And then you also can go back and check some of the old episodes as well. So today is about being my brother's keeper, or as the question asks, am I my brother's keeper? Now, first time I heard that was in a Bible verse, and this is when Cain killed his brother Adam. I mean, I'm not Adam, killed his brother. Oh my gosh, why did the name Cain and Abel? Abel. Cain killed Abel. Oh my Lord. Adam was their dad. And he asked what happened where was Abel? And then Cain was like, well, am I my brother's keeper? Basically, like, why are you asking me? About that. But this is something that has I think plagued us over since the beginning of time, right? Is that the first murder in history recorded is between two brothers. And the question being asked, like, am I my brother's keeper? So I just want to start off with, when we think about that question, what's first thing that comes to mind?
Go ahead, Dean.
First thing that comes to mind when you say, am I my brother's keeper? You could break that down. Am I my brother's keeper? Am I my brother's keeper? Honestly, like, what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but first time I heard that, people was teaching me information. You know what I'm saying? I was learning information, and I believe you see I want to shout out brother Arthur Jordan. I think he was the one that said, "Oh, y'all know brothers keeper, da da da," or DQ, as well too. DQ. I'm more likely it's DQ. But it's one of the old school bros, man, that brought it up. We didn't know what the magnitude of it is. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what it is. And I know they take their time and break it down for us. You know what I'm saying? And I see the light after that night. I saw the light of what it is, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to, when it comes to my brothers. And I think from that day on, I never left any one of my LBs out. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going somewhere and I know they need my support, I'm not going. I remember there's times when bros want me to cook. They want me to go cook food, and I leave my LBs them in the crunch. I was like, nah, all due respect, I need them to come with me because I need help. The faster, you know what I'm saying, boom, 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 all right? So I know that I had a skill, and I have to use my skill to my advantage to also help them out. You understand what I'm saying? So so learning that from old school brothers about what it is and what it entails and what it takes, I started getting very savvy at that. You know what I'm saying? From that point. I never read it out the Bible like you say, Kareem, because I'm not, I'm not gonna sit here saying I read scriptures and all that stuff. I'm not gonna say that. So that was my first time hearing that. I don't know if that answers the question, but the first thing come to mind, man, is just like, gotta love your brother. You gotta know your brother at all time. Even if you don't know, you gotta try to know. That's what I get out of that.
Yeah, I mean that definitely answers the question, man, because like you said, what's the benefit of you, how I want to phrase this? How what does it say about you when you get all the benefit and then your brothers don't, when you very well could have brought them with you?
Mm-hmm.
What's the phrase? Ain't no fun if the homies can't have
Hey.
Yo, you would say that when bRho's not on, bro. You wouldn't say
bRho
that.
wasn't here, so I had to throw it out there.
Brock would
Yeah.
be laughing
I
right
mean,
now, man. If Brock was on here, Brock would have been like, yeah.
but along that, yeah, how much, it kind of, poses the question for me. It's like, how much do we owe to someone else, right? Or how much of our lives should we be, kind of taking care and looking out for others? And I think that question, kind of speaks volumes to the fact that, though, the versus that, individualistic perspective and that of that like collective responsibility or collective work and responsibility, right? I find that some people that have that individualistic mindset, you can tell like kind of right away based on how they treat others, right? Or what they do for others or how they support others. And, I think we're saying brothers keeper tech, I'm not necessarily taking that from a literal perspective. I'm just taking that from a humanistic perspective, right? I think a lot of times, taking it back to biblical perspective, like God put us all on this earth for a reason. And it wasn't just to, make sure that we're good. Right, it's to make sure that those around us are good. Those around us understand who He is. Right, we help others, kind of see that light and understand what their light is and understand what their strengths are. And I think it's part of our responsibility as humans to be able to kind of support others in that journey.
I agree. A
Yeah,
lot of us.
100%.
I don't know. I don't want to go off topic, but I want to say that, being in fraternities on a college campus, I was one of the brothers that support all the organization on campus. I was one of that brother, because some brother be like, I ain't going to that. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, I want to go. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I always want to go, because I always have a friend or two friends in that organization. Right? For me, I look, when I became an alpha, two of my good friends, they was on at the same time when I was on for Kappa Alpha Psi. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing but love. Shout out my man Danny, you know what I'm saying, and Mark Carter. They was on. So for me, when I cross, I know that I have to support the events. You know what I'm saying? Because we still boys. You know what I'm saying? We in two different organizations, but we still boys. So for me, I'm always going to support that. Sigma Phi Rho, I'm always going to support Sigma Phi Rho. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a Sigma chapter on our campus, but they have events at University of Rochester and RIT. So I would show up to the events. Omega wasn't on our campus, but they used to have one cool brother on campus. He used to just, be a commuter. I always see him rock his stuff, and it's always show love. As always, go to University of Rochester. They was out there, and I think on the RIT. I think they was on the RIT campus. But I always show love to other organizations. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that I needed to be, like Ike was saying, that as a person, you don't know how much you should put into certain situation. So for me, I elect myself at the time, because my dean wasn't about that. Patrick wasn't about doing all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Lucci, like, if it's not the AKAs, man, or the Zetas, man, I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? That was Lucci. You know what I'm saying? So it was different for me at that time. You know what I'm saying? When I get to know y'all brothers, you brothers was like, man, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So it was totally different for me. And me, I was like, yeah, let's go, let's roll. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like when it comes to your generation, I have a mixture. I have a mixture of both. You know what I'm saying? I was in grad school, you cats was young, doing what y'all gotta do. But I was there to go have fun with you guys, laugh with y'all, you know what I'm saying, talk the ish with you guys, and to make sure we were steering the wheel the right way as well, too. You know what I'm saying? So that was good things.
You know, so during the Eastern Region convention, one of the things that came up is accountability. And Brew, I think you'll appreciate this.
I love it.
And one of the I'm trying to say it without getting too like into the weeds of it, but anyway, this thing about sensitivity, where if a brother says something to another brother and he's saying it in love and he's being critical at the same time, but he's saying it, in love because there's a part of you or part of that brother that he's really trying to bring to their attention so that they can make the choice to change whatever that thing is. And kind of talking about like how that's difficult these days because you try to talk to someone about something and it's really, really hard for them to receive it. And as brothers, as men, part of our DNA is for us to be able to be continuously learning. I love what my ADP says. He says that, we need to have a high teachability index, or be coachable. And I think that's something that's we struggle with, man. I mean, and bro, I'm not going to tell the story, but even what you were talking about earlier with the young man, you know what I mean? Like you had already said what you said because you knew that it would, give a positive result, but they chose not to do it. And then they got another result. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to hear some of y'all brothers' perspective on that, on accountability and really, being able to like as brothers, man, to really be able to listen and take in what people are saying and understanding that like, yo, your brother not trying to hurt you. He's trying to help you.
I got a text today from one of my younger brother. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should know who that is. And he texted me like, yo, man. He saw a picture of me. Picture that we took this weekend. He's like, I could honestly say what he said.
Yo. I was like, yo.
No. He just said, yo, he said, yo, remember we talked? He said,
Okay.
he said, health is wealth, man. It's like I see you putting the weight back on. What's up? Do we need to holler? And I said, yes. You know what I'm saying? I said, yes. I could share that. I'm open like that to share that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take it personally. I didn't take it in a way, you know what I'm saying? I didn't take it, me, I'm a gym rat, but I haven't been in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes certain things take over your life. There's no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I never gave him an excuse. I said, no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm just trying to straighten some stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
I almost figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean, he did everything that he's supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying?
And he did it, in a genuine way for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the funny thing, it was no joke at it. It was,
exactly.
when it comes to that stuff, you don't joke about it.
Because he has a way of like you know
what I'm saying? It was just like yo, man, I need for you. Do you need anything from me to do what you do or whatever you got to do?
Yeah. But let's break down like how the conversation, like not the conversation, but break down for us in the audience, like how the conversation
Bro,
went.
the conversation like this. This is what the conversation. I
Because I
could
think
see.
it should be helpful for people to hear
Yeah,
and,
but to
and
see,
understand.
people got to understand that I have a special relationship with Brock.
Mm,
Brock and I look at him as my little brother. Not like, and we always, Brock could tell you the first day I met him, he could tell you he thought I was whatever.
mm,
And, because I always ask him about academically this, and, and he never knew that I was that dude till he came to my room and he see my girl. He came to my girlfriend room. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't know that I was messing with that person over there. You know what I'm saying? Till he realized, oh, dude's good money. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So fall back all the way. Me and his mom is like my mom. We have that special relationship. He took me in, man. She took us three of us in. Isaac, me, you know what I'm saying? Good lady, man. And so me and Brock, our relationship grow from that. Right. So if there's something that I need to talk to him about, I could be honest with him about it and just talk to him about it. So when we took that PA picture, you know what I'm saying, I posted and I send him a picture. Matter of fact, I send him a picture. And I sent him a picture with, with our Neo number one sleeping. He's like, Lord, he gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? He can't do that around you. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm the picture guy. So today I just got a text. I was at work, finished up packing up. I got a text like, hey man, da 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 da. Health is wealth, man. I see that you're putting on some weight again, man. What's up? And I said, bro, you're right. I am. You know what I'm saying? I got to get back in the lab and I got to change certain things. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm not going to give you any excuses. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I love you. I said, oh, I absolutely know that. And I absolutely didn't take this in any way or shape or form. You know what I'm saying? Mental health is a big thing right now for people. Sometimes people don't want to hear the right thing that people are saying. But I took it like, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I say, we just need to holler. Let's chat. It was a long time him and I haven't had like a powwow because he's been traveling, he's been doing some amazing things in the world on the West Coast. So he haven't really come to the East Coast, for one of his events. Right. So I just took it. Man, and it happened like a couple hours ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not afraid to share that with the with our fans. You know what I'm saying? No, that's what he's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do. That's his job. That's his job. As see his big brother, you know what I'm saying, probably struggling with something he may not know, and he has to say, hey, what's the deal? Do you need something from me to go take care of this or that, or you good? You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's that I look at it, man, as I'm glad that he reached out. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to go ahead and just do what I need to do to fulfill my part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because
Mhm.
there's other conversations that have to happen as
Oh
well
yeah, of
in
course,
general.
of course.
And because I'm thinking about it now, and it's kind of like I'm kind of like processing it. And I'm thinking about like other conversations that's got to happen, and then like strategizing like how to like kind of go about it. Because one of the things I think that happens too is that we know our brother is struggling. We just know, right?
Hmm.
We see it, other people see it, but no one at that point in time yet has went to that brother or brothers and said, "Hey, what's going on? Like, I'm hearing this. You know, is there something I should be concerned about? Is there anything you want me to help you with? Like, can we talk? Can we have a conversation about this?" And I think that initial contact sometimes can be unnerving and it can be challenging because we know that if we go in and it could change the relationship in a sense.
But that's what your ADP said, right?
Right.
What JDP said? What's that word to use? What's that PhD word?
Teachability, high teachability index. Coachable.
Right. There's not a lot of people out there you could say. There's not a lot of people out there could take these, and it's not say criticism. It's just the right thing, bro. It's the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think we become full of ourselves and soft. Some people think we hard, but we soft. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's not self-confident. I don't know what it is, man. But I just feel like you should be able to look at somebody and just say anything respectfully. And even if you said it respectfully, and try to hold them accountable for the dumb stuff that they have done, and you know, they still feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like we need to say what we have to say. And that's just like, for me, that's why I'll be like, listen, man, hey man, this is what it is. Blah, 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 blah. I take one for the team. You know what I'm saying? I take one for the team, you know.
And you know, I know bRho's not on right now, so maybe I'll expound on his statement from, you know, kind of where I was thinking for the last few minutes as you brothers were talking. He said accountability conversations are contingent on the relationship. And that's kind of what I was thinking as well too, right? Mm-hmm. Because and we know you're bold, bro, and you're gonna say what you have to say. You're gonna give it, you know, that energy from your perspective, right. And you know, we have some other brothers like that too. The way I look at accountability isn't just one person holding the other person up or holding the other person accountable. True. It's got to be a mutual thing, right? I have to believe that what I'm going to tell you, you're going to take, and you may have to sit with it for a little while, but I know that you're going to process it and you're going to make a decision based off of that. If I'm looking at you and based on my experience and my, you know, relationship with you and my previous engagements with you, when someone shares information with you that is critical or could be considered judgmental or could be considered, what's the word I'm looking for? Constructive criticism, right? And you take that information and you just ignore it, or you blow it off, or you have a tantrum and a fit over it. I don't feel like I need to talk to you about anything anymore, right? Because I already feel like I know what your response is going to be, and it's not going to be what the intention was of me sharing that. So I think like bRho said, the relationship is important, and that understanding of, you know, that other person, and you know, how they're going to respond to it, I think is an important element of accountability as well too.
True.
I'm trying to find, and B, you might notice since you're in the chat, I'm trying to find like this proverb that talks about basically how you would rather get a hard word or a critical word from a brother than get like I don't know, but I basically what I'm trying to say is you would rather have somebody tell you the truth than somebody tell you a lie, because it saves your feelings, essentially. And I think I know I run into that a lot because I'm very empathetic, with folks. I can feel emotions, I can see the emotions, and for me it's not always that easy, just to like come out, and say it. Usually I got to think about it for a while, and then I gotta kind of go in. But back to what you were saying, that's really based upon the relationship too, right? So I know that if I'm gonna come and talk to you about something, like I need to know that I holding myself accountable is having the information that I need to have in order to have the conversation. Because I don't want to come and just kind of like off a rumor. I mean, I can ask, but I don't want to get it to the point where it feels like I'm taking gossip and then I'm bringing that to you, and if that kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to feel like I'm gossiping because I don't like that. So, you know, I know for me, it's a little tough for me to be able to do that. Thanks, brother Vince. Look this up. But I mean, any I like this one. I'm looking at the comments here. Trina said, "Hey Trina," said, "Small lies are safe and needed." And hey, fellas, happy Monday.
What she mean by small lies, though?
Yeah, if you can expound upon that for us, that would be great. And then brother Vince said it's a collective approach. Can't be. I'll put it right here. Says it can't be one person holding someone accountable, right? That's what you were just saying, right? It should be everyone calling that individual up. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you know,
that's different than what I was saying, right?
that is okay. All right.
Yeah, I would say that that's different than what I was saying. It's got to be, you know, everybody that's, you know, a part of that group or a part. I think that's what Vincent is saying. Everybody that's really a part of that group, you know, if they notice that there's something going on, that everybody is coming to the table and saying, you know, this is what we're seeing, right? From my perspective, it is if you're having that one-on-one, mine was more so one-on-one direct conversation with somebody. You got to believe that, you know, what you're saying, they're taking heed to it, and they're going to come back and do something with it. Not necessarily saying, you know, you're going to respond to it the way I would, because we're different, right? We're different human beings, right? But for me to hold you accountable, that's me saying I see something that's not right. And I know it's not right because, you know, it's affecting you in negative ways, right? That's the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention. If you decide to do nothing with it and then continue to walk down that negative path, hey, you know what I mean? That's on you. At that point, I don't know what else I can offer to you, you know? You know, but, you know, I think what Vincent is saying, like, you know, it's more so that collective piece of, you know, from the group.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, it's two different dynamics there. I do want to read this Proverbs real quick.
Hey, Trina, I'm gonna I don't like that outfit at all.
But Bruce, you are all or nothing though. You all or nothing. See, I can like somebody's shoes and not like the outfit, but I like the shoes though. Like I can separate. But I know some folks is like everything comes together as one. I mean, I can separate.
And even from the accountability perspective, right? I kind of like that analogy, right? Because with that same person, there's probably some areas that you can be straight up dead honest with them, right? And they will take heed to it, right? Yes. But other aspects of their life, you know how they're going to respond to it because they feel a certain way about it. You know what I mean? So I feel you. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what you were saying, Trina, but you know, I put a little spin on it.
All right, so this is what bRho Events had put on there. It says, "Open rebuke is better than secret love." And then faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. That's what I was thinking about. Man, that's oof. Like, let's talk about open rebuke right quick, because that's the one thing I believe that's missing in the process of the better making of men in general, is that piece where you do get that open rebuke, and sometimes it's not in private.
What is that? What is that? Break it down for me.
I'll break it down for you, right?
Open, what you call it? Open rebuke?
Open rebuke. All right, so I use the sports analogy right quick. So I'm one of the coaches on my son's team, right?
Right.
And he playing defense, and he misses a tackle that clearly was his tackle.
Right.
There's two things I can do with him. I can either chastise him in front of everybody, or I can chastise him in private. Okay. Now, which one I choose is based upon
your philosophy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They have coaches, different type of coach, man.
Yep.
That's why nowadays The NBA don't have. Let's talk about the NBA. We're not going to move too far to that, but no, these days you don't have you have yes coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the players, they're making so much money, and they can't. You got players talking about they're not practicing today. They tell their coach, "I'm not practicing."
Yeah.
That could never happen 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Who are the real coaches left?
Or holding out.
You know what I'm saying? Like probably three coaches left. That players know when they go there. You know what I'm saying? They runs the show.
Hey man, one of them's out west, and the other one is right here in New York State.
Who is it? Who is in New York State here?
Syracuse.
No. Who's that? Jim Boeheim?
Oh, you're talking about basketball. My fault.
I'm
thinking football. Never mind.
I'm talking about basketball. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who. I don't know who.
Popovich.
Oh,
San Antonio.
But
Miami.
see, these guys, man, they about to retire. They about to be done.
And they, you know what I'm saying? But it's like nobody else, man. So LeBron go get him.
But I think that's a bigger. But again, I think that's a bigger issue, right? And so when we think about like our own community, which i.e. our own house, and then the people that we have access to and have influence over, for us to be able to have conversation with them, to be able to rebuke them, to be able to be rebuked. And again, we've used this word throughout the last 5 years that we've done, this podcast, man, is that we talk about the word deference, right? Like being able to defer to the person that is older than you, or the person to the person that's older than you, and the person that has more experience than you, right? Like being like, all right, at least like you were saying, bro, like just give it a chance. Instead of just saying, I ain't nah. Like you ain't even tried it yet. You don't even know if it works for you because you automatically said you wasn't doing it or said no. And I think that's where we are, man. So just kind of turn the page a little bit. What does it take to be? What would it take for you to call somebody brother? And I want people in the comments as well. If you're still watching with us, I see we got some folks on right now, and some folks that have been kind of probably going in and out of listening. I want you to write your definition of what a brother is. Like, in order for you to call someone a brother, what are the qualities that they have to have? Because we understand that there's brothers that you're born with, there's blood brothers. There's also brothers that you're not born with, those that are connected through teams and organizations, friendships, things of that nature. Like what are the qualities? Because I'm sure our qualities are not all the same of what we call people brother. And I know we've talked about this before, and I know bRho is adverse to this, that there the alternative, the bro, is ninja. So we get that part. But what are some of the qualities we're looking for to call somebody, a brother, man? Because I don't think that's a title everybody should. I don't think it's a title that should be thrown around easily. But that's just my opinion.
I think the first thing, man, is honesty, man. That person have to have honesty, and I think that we, as even the school system, we're not honest with these kids, or I don't even want to take it there. Let's not even take it there.
Okay.
But let's just take it to the sense that I'm looking for something. If it's one of you guys, and I'm calling you guys brother, honesty will be the first thing that I need from you guys. And the next thing that I would want from you guys, I want you guys to be straight shooters, man. Just tell me. Just get it over. I'd rather you just get it over with, man. You're just slowly just giving it to me. Nah. Just tell me. Bro, your breath stink. You know what I'm saying? Tell me, man. Like, oh man, my bad, fellas.
Yeah.
I forgot this morning. I ran out, and then boom, boom, boom. Let me go pull over. You know what I'm saying? don't hide, man. To tell me straight. You know what I'm saying? If my feelings hurt, I will pick it up halfway down on the trip. I'll forget it. You know, I'm gonna crack a joke that I'm gonna forget it, and I go take care of what I gotta take care of. When it comes to me, you know what I'm saying? That's the way I would like to be. I don't want to say handle. I'm looking for a different word, but I want you to give me those feedbacks. You know what I'm saying? You know, just being honest, man, and straightforward.
I mean, I think that's another piece, bro, that you're talking about is, what are the expectations? So setting like healthy expectations or maybe
Yes.
healthy boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with that. Like, but no, don't be disrespectful with it though. But
Don't be disrespectful.
you can say something to me, about it.
And don't think you could disrespect one of my brother in my face either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's
yeah.
not gonna
When
apply
they're not in the room.
when they're
Yeah.
not in the room. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah,
You know,
that and the word I use for that is like a protector, right? I
yeah.
think a lot of times we think of protectors as a man protecting a woman or a man looking over a woman, right? But protection means more than just physical. Like when you
And
think
more.
about it, it's emotional, it's moral, right? It's character protection. Like, yeah, you can't just say something about one of my brothers and think that's going to be okay to say around me. Like, nah, we're not going to let that slide, right? And
Good evening, Miss
I was
Jackson.
Good
Yeah.
evening.
Miss Jackson, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I mean that's just not gonna slide. So and another word that goes along with that too, I think is loyalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean Donald Trump loyalty. That's different. Like
It's
when
different.
Donald Trump says, "I
That's
need
fealty.
right, I need people around me that are going to be loyal to me." No, he's saying he needs slaves. He needs people that are dumber than him that deal with the things that don't really understand the things that he's saying, know that these things aren't going to benefit, the larger community or the nation or, our international standing, but you're going to do it anyway because that's what I said I'm going to do. That's not loyalty. I think loyalty is more so having somebody that you know is going to stand by you, whether you're doing something right, whether you're doing something wrong. Doesn't matter how many times you mess up. Like if you do something stupid and you get locked up, that that they're going to be there for you. They're going to come. They're going to pick you up, and they're going to say, "Yo, that was the dumbest thing you ever did," right? But I still got your back, right? That's what loyalty is, and I think that's what one of the things I look for too when you're talking about with a
And
brother.
caring, man. And just care about the individual. Because look, you guys always tease me about, man, Brew got a whole bunch of little sisters. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell y'all don't know the benefit that gets. Me having that mentoring young ladies and young men on campus. You know what I'm saying? It was first of all, you got a lot of young ladies come on campus. They get to start dating, serious dating. They don't know what it is. Sometimes they pick up these little jerky boys. You know what I'm saying? These idiots. You know what I'm saying? And I was straight let them know, like, okay, this person, how they do this? This is Valentine's Day. Why you home? You know what I'm saying? I used to have these conversations with my little sisters. You know what I'm saying? And my little sisters, man, they some bad, they bad. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, they bad. And I could sit and talk to them about life, about me just being a big brother to them, and they loved it. You know what I'm saying? I will go out, man. I will spend money, man. I'm buying Victoria's Secret, buy the body for them, and each person get like a gel and this and this. That was me every Valentine's Day, just to make sure they good and they feel good about themselves. And but it have its way of paying it back to me, but I don't look for that. I don't look for it. But now I get older. They all graduated, and I look that I have a son. All of a sudden, man, baby shower. I have a baby shower over here, and I'm getting all these gifts that I never thought I would get, but I get them because I have little sisters, that care enough for me that put it on. They don't want to put it on, you know. Shout out Bridget. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Edith, just all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of love that I get from that. And because they know up to this day, I could still call them up and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" I could still do all these little things that they respected and they remember. You know what I'm saying? They remember coming to the alpha parties and know that, okay, when it goes 12 o'clock, I'm still not gonna pay for that because my big brother is at the door. You know what I'm saying? So they could they could be fashionable late and cut the line. You know what I'm saying? They look forward to that little stuff. Those are little perks that they get. They get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's life, bro.
And the dude's coming in paying $20.
No, 25 and 30. Depends the time, baby. Depends. You gotta look down the line, like, oops, okay. It's off, baby.
College days swiftly pass.
Swiftly pass, man.
And you with dollars.
Hey, well, I want to add that Vince had talked about like mutual respect.
That too.
That's mega important, right? That mutual respect, because I think it goes beyond. Well, first of all, let's just get this straight, right? Because I heard this several times this weekend, and I was very happy to hear it. When I heard brothers over the weekend say to some younger brothers, "Yo, man, you a man first.
Yes.
Forget all this other stuff. Like this is extra. You're a man first. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you a man first, meaning that you should carry yourself with a level of respect, a level of dignity, right? Accountability. We have to walk in a way that where we're not necessarily what's the word I'm trying to say? Like we're respectable people, right? And we also have to respect other people and who they are, and also respect the fact that they might be different. They might not be for example, they might not be the stereotypical masculine type of person, but that's okay. In terms of like, that's not going to keep me from not keeping me from respecting you because of the personal choices that you've made. Like you still a bro, or you still you're a man first, right? Like you're a brother. So I think that piece, man, we don't talk enough about. You know what I'm saying? About like that mutual respect, because I'm not the same as Bru, and Bru not the same as me. What'd you say?
Did they get it though? Did they understand the word? You're a man first, and certain things don't look the same. We have to.
It hit the earlobes, bro. It did. It kind of moved around a little bit. So I think they were more or less processing what was being said. That's what I think.
I think sometimes when we say these things to these younger bros in a conference, I think sometimes we got to break it down to like they in the second grade or something like that. Yeah. I think sometimes like a brother or two got to be like.
I mean, it's probably a new concept just based upon family history, right? I mean, just
sometimes you got to break it down to them to say, okay, this is what we got. This is what we mean by that. Yeah, I see that y'all processing, and that's a good thing that you're processing.
Right.
But we mean
you at least taking it in. You at least trying to
right.
Yeah.
So because that's a big thing. You know what I'm saying, that you're taking it in, because a lot of these younger cats, man, they don't want to. They want to do it their way, and not to say their way won't work, but
sometimes the result, just because you get a good result, doesn't mean it's a positive thing.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Shaka, you. Yeah, this your stance talking about inflation after 1206.
That's what we do, baby.
So I want to say something real quick, or hear from y'all about and thank you, Ms. Jackson, for putting this on here.
That's
saying
true,
that
Ms. Jackson.
Say it again.
About that. I was about that.
Yeah. Hold on, because the thing just went up. Okay, here we go. It says that in her opinion, young ladies need to be classy and not trashy.
Man, and I got all the classes went on campus.
Yeah, you did, man. But you know what it was, bro? This is what I witnessed. Now I had a lot of jokes, and I still do to this day.
Oh,
But
yeah, dude.
this one thing I will say is true is that one, there was a high expectation, academics, and the way that they held themselves, right?
Yep.
Like that was clear. Because here's the thing, at least from when we were in school, if one of the young ladies was bRho little sister, you wasn't coming at her crazy. Like it wasn't gonna happen. And if you did, then you had to answer to him.
Yeah.
It's the same with, like, I told this story over the weekend because they always do the Miss Black and Gold pageants and everything. Yo, by the way, man, if any New York brothers is listening, man, we need to get back on the wagon. We need to start winning these things again. But anyway, another story. So, we had a Miss Black and Gold who we felt like,
They stole.
he could do it. Like, it's gonna happen. She going to nationals. Now we got gypped, but that's neither here nor there. But one of the things that was consistent, though, whether it was this particular one we're talking about or even the other ones we brought, is that, y'all wasn't coming at our Miss Black and Gold like y'all didn't have no sense. Like it wasn't gonna happen.
No,
Was not gonna happen. Like, if you got something to say, you can talk to us about it. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't that type of party. And we've had this talk, even with the Miss Black and Gold. Like, listen, like, you could do what you want because you're a free person, you got free will, but just know that if you're coming with us, we have a duty and a responsibility to protect you, not just physically, but your emotions, right? Spiritually, mentally. Like, that's what we're here to do, because we want you to have a great experience, right? And we want you to, get the love and respect, that you deserve. And I'm not saying I didn't see that this weekend. That's not what I'm saying. I think the point I was trying to make was that, like, setting those expectations are important. And even for us, right? Because even we had to hold ourselves at a higher level as well, because we're an example, right? So, even though this wasn't me, but like, if you see me talking crazy to some girl and I'm talking about I'm protecting you, like, how that gonna make you feel? You know what I mean? That's the contestant. You was like, man, he's a hypocrite. He's not even like a man of his word. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say expectations, man, and that mutual respect is important.
I agree.
I think we at that time, y'all. I know we got started a little bit late, but it's 10:01, and I know Ike gotta go pray to the east.
Yeah, slide to the west.
Yeah.
Hey, Shop, man, send me some bun and cheese, man. Go up to Gun Hill Road and go to one of those Jamaican eatery up there, man, and buy me some bun and cheese.
Shaka not going up there.
Shaka live in the Bronx.
Oh man.
My LB is the Bronx. Watch my boy. Bronx. Stop that's Gun in the road. I need some bun and cheese, Shaka. I ain't getting none, man.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jackson.
I might have to go to the store that doesn't mop, man.
Yo, if you go and they got two of them, holla at me.
You think they only stock one, bro?
Yo, man, that's how you get demand, right? You only put a little bit out.
I gotta go on the west side, man.
If you go to the store and they got 2 loaves of bread, that's what you just told me.
I gotta go on the west side for that,
man. Yeah, that West Side Red store, that store is something else. But I'm surprised it's even open still.
Yeah, that's what we talking about.
Vincent,
yeah, but they're not paying.
Yeah, we just don't say the names because they don't pay us. So giving out free advertisement. All right, let's do some shout outs. Who want to go first?
I'll just shout out everybody that was in the chat, man. We definitely appreciate the dialogue today. A lot of back and forth. Vincent, man, welcome to the fold. Miss Jackson, we appreciate you.
Welcome to the frat, Vincent.
Yes, sir. Big Shot, man. AKA, we just found out Mr. Bronx. They said you was there when the Bronx was invented, man. You that old, man.
Damn.
Nah, but shout out to Shock, man. We love you. Happy Alphaversary this month. I don't think you was on the show when we shouted y'all out last time, so definitely wanted to make sure that we do that. Who else we have in the chat? bRho, man. You know, we thinking about you. I know we know you can't be on the show today, but we saw you in the chat chiming in. We definitely always appreciate your comments. Actually, you know, bRho in this form of comments, it allowed us to talk a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So
now you know
this one back, B.
Now you know the last time we did that, bRho sat on the whole show and was mute for a whole hour.
Nah, you know, it's always love, B. Always
it's all love, B. You my D,
hey,
and
man,
I got your back.
You don't go in the comment, man. Stay in the comment, bro.
Yeah, but we got to hold you accountable, man. Like when we start to give you that means you got to wrap that comment up, brother. You know what I'm saying? Big Mike is in the chat too, man. We appreciate you, Mike, for tuning in and sharing. We also appreciate everybody else that is in the chat and did not leave a comment. We know, I'm sorry, that's watching the show, didn't leave a comment. You know, we know we got our regulars here, and we definitely appreciate you all, our A1 day ones. I ain't seen my sister in a while, so I'm gonna have to send her a direct link. Last time she's supposed to be our manager, she falling off, man. So I don't know.
She got other things.
Let's send that check. B, send that check, man. What's wrong with you?
Right. Hold on to the money, man. She leaving. No, but definitely want to also just kind of give a shout out to my family, my son, my last born ever. He is going to be turning a big 8 in 2 days.
Yeah.
So April 23rd. That's right. Eli will be 8. I'm sorry, I said 8, 7 years old. Yeah, we got some good stuff in store for him. And this is one of my favorite kids, right? And I'm gonna say that.
You said this out loud.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it publicly.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you why, and then it's gonna make sense.
All right.
Eli hasn't really had birthday parties because his siblings are always doing something around this time, or they got gymnastics or something like that kind of gets in the way. This year, we made it our business to make sure that we have a birthday party for him. I asked him what he wanted to do. My man said, you know what? I want to go bowling. Yeah, I corrected it, Ezra. You late. So she said I wanted to go bowling.
Yeah, you used to bowl all the time. I remember that.
Yeah, we still bowl. We got the summer passes coming. That starts.
Okay.
So can't wait for May to hit. We almost there. But yeah, so he said he want to go bowling. I'm like, all right, well, bowling gets expensive the more people that you bring, got the group on, whatever like that. The girls, they would have invited like 12, 13, 14 of their unclosest friends, right, to this party. Eli, he said, give me 3 friends, man. We good. So he's got a few friends that he's gonna invite from school, and he's got obviously our crew that's gonna join in as well too. And it's my pockets are gonna feel a little bit better. But these girls, man, they want to invite their friends mama, their friend's auntie who has another kid that got a friend. I'm like, yo, Eli, you my guy, man. You my guy. So shout out to Eli. Happy 7th birthday, kid. Love you.
Love you too, nephew.
Eli Buckets. Love you, little man. All right, bro. You want to go next? You want me to go?
All right, I'll take it. Go ahead, Kareem. I'll go last.
All right. Cool. So I want to shout out first to my wife and love you. Just want to say that she held it down this weekend with the kids. So definitely want to shout her out this weekend. The kids were good. They behaved themselves this weekend. And so I definitely want to make sure I shout her out and shout them out. Secondly, I want to shout out to all the brothers who attended the Eastern Region Convention down in Bethesda, Maryland. Shout out to Brother President Cam Lewis for Ada Rho Lambda, and also to the brothers, all the delegates that came with us, Brother Tory Matthews, Brother Bama, and a host of other brothers. Also want to shout out to the Rho Lambda alumni chapter as well. I want to shout those brothers out for coming through. Yo, shout out to little James or Trey or James the Third. Shout out to him, Phi Omicron, DE. Anima was there, bro. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to Kevin, and shout out to all the brothers, man. And DE, there was some old school DE there as well. And
What's up?
also want to shout out to, to our Neos, Manny and Carlos. They hung out with the old school brothers for a little while this weekend, and then they was hanging out with Pi Beta and some of the other brothers from around the area, man. So them dudes had a good time, man. When I tell you, I looked at them and I saw myself 20-something years ago. I was like, yeah, they living pretty good, man. So we took care of them young cats this weekend, man. It was just a pleasure riding with them, even though Manny slept both ways, going down and coming back, man. That's like a record.
Hey, he could have ride with my Dean.
Man, yeah, he would have had them windows down.
He could ride with Trick Daddy, baby. Hey, no.
You would have had them joints down, bro. So
been frozen.
Shout out to them, man. Brew, shout out to you, bro. Like, we could not have made this trip to Maryland and not come by and see you, man. And that's one of the things I talked to them about in the car. Was like, yo,
come over to cook.
Yeah, we definitely want you to cook, man. Yo, it's a whole thing, man. You got to talk to Bam about that, man.
It's all good. We ain't gonna hit that one. We ain't gonna hit that. We're gonna let that be.
Yeah, man. You want to let it? Yep. We're gonna let it be. But
hey, shout out to Dean's wife, man. Hey, shout out to Dean's wife, man. Don't do that, man. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to B and my sis Toy. I'm not gonna do B like he do me, man.
No, not like that.
Yeah. I ain't gonna do him like this, but shout out, man, to both of them, man, for sure. My Dean. Yo, when I tell people bRho's my Dean, they kind of look at me like this. I'm like, yeah. And I tell them Brock's my ADP. They're like, oh. Maybe I don't talk about y'all enough. For me, I guess what's known is known. I guess I don't have to always announce things, but you know.
You gotta let them know that Brock set you up too with integrity.
Yeah, Brock set me up, man. He set me up a few times, just for the record. A few times, man. But you know what? The Lord has blessed me over the years.
He sure did bless you, boy. Oh,
He's also kept me from foolishness too, as well. I'll just say that. But yeah, man. Shout out to you, bro. For real, seriously, man. Shout out to you, man. I had to talk with them about that too. I said, yo, man, when you go places and you know one of your bros is in town, lives there, man, you should try to make an effort to go see them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's at the end of the trip or the beginning of the trip or whenever, man, try to make that effort, to go see bros, man. And I think with the passing of I would say Skateboard Pete probably more than anything, because I was closer to him than I was with Morgan. Was that like, yo, we gotta take that opportunity to see each other, man. So shout out to you, bro. Appreciate the hospitality. Them nasty chips that you got us. So appreciate you, bro.
Who got the Hey man,
yo, I had them hot flaming Cheetos. I said, God, dog.
Oh, it was that bad though?
Nah, they wasn't bad. I wasn't supposed to be eating them. But I ate a bag and I couldn't eat the other bag.
I gave him a bag of chips. I said, yo, take 2 out of it. I think he took the 2 hot ones. I'm like, dude.
Yeah,
sure?
yeah.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah, I thought there was something else, but it's all right, it's the thought that counts. So thank you. Real quick, because I wrote my stuff down. Okay, yeah. Last shout out for me is this, real quick. Man, so while I was away, I found out that my son, Kareem Hayes Jr., in the Seeds of Worship or the Soul Ministry, decided to give his life to Christ this past Sunday. And so when I got home,
Amen.
Big moment, unprovoked. He didn't say nothing to me about it. I didn't say nothing to him about it. My wife didn't know. He did this on his own. So that tells me a couple things. One, this is something that he wants for himself. And number 2 is that, he really wants to grow his faith and his relationship with Christ, man. So it's a beautiful thing, because I did the same thing at 10 as well. So yeah, Vince, they are listening. Absolutely. So I want to shout him out, man, my little man. And man, I was just so proud that he wanted to tell me over the phone, but he waited till I got home and told me face to face. So definitely want to shout that out, man, and shout out to the folks in So for all the work that they're doing in teaching our kids about Christ and the Bible, and of course to my pastor Melvin Cross Jr. and Pastor Ashley Cross for all of the work that they've been doing, especially these last few months. As our church has gone through kind of a transition of people. We've had a lot of people start to move away or go back to their home churches. And so we've had, new folks that have been coming in, and a lot of them are new believers. So shout out to them, man. But shout out to my son. I love you, boy. You know what I'm saying? And the journey's just beginning. Brewski.
Hey, man. First of all, man, I want to say shout out to y'all brothers. Y'all good brothers, man. I really love and admire you and appreciate all you brothers. Yeah, Bottle, you too, B. We miss you, man. I didn't say nothing what Ike says, you know what I'm saying? But we love you, man. We love you. Shout out to my son, man. He just turned 8 on the 19th. He's on the way on a trip with his mom. So he'll be back tonight. So I'm looking forward to seeing him tomorrow. Him and I are gonna do some things probably this weekend. Just the 8th birthday, man. I don't know what he wanted to do. I got to see what he wants to do. I want to say shout out to my LBs there in the chat. Mike Shaka. No, Shock just coming in from work. I think he just said he's just got off the number 2 train. Shout out to my number 1 and my number 2. My number 3 is laid up in the bed somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where that dude is. What else I have written down here? And then that's about it, man. Shout out to the Full Gospel family, man, and all the families around, man. Shout out everybody, man. JD Jackson, shout out to you, brother, the cameraman.
Yes. Big brother, Reverend J.D. Jackson.
Shout out to you, bro.
Good to see you, bro. We got some new pictures, man. I can't wait till August 1st comes around so I can see him on Facebook.
And shout out B, man. B, we miss you, baby.
We'll talk, bro. We'll talk soon. We got to check in on Brody.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We're supposed to start our shout out to black owned businesses, right?
Yes, sir.
So I just did some real quick research, and I don't know if y'all have ever been to Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Listen, man.
Did you see Korean face, baby?
Them joints are amazing.
Brady buys them all the time.
What is that?
Like, man, they're like little bundt cakes. I don't know if you ever had a bundt cake, brew, but man, listen, you talk about bun and cheese times 10,000. Them joints is delicious. But it looks like it's owned by a woman named Teresa Blake. And I don't know how long they've been around, but I just really started hearing about them like the last year or so.
I'd say at least 5. They were here before the pandemic.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, over on Jefferson Road. Yeah. So if you haven't had a chance to go and check them out, man, you will not disappoint.
Great customer service too, Ike. You can't miss that.
Great customer service and black-owned business, and the presentation's amazing, and the taste of these cakes are amazing. So definitely wanted to give them a quick shout out. But
that's a cake shop. That's a cake shop.
Yeah. I don't know if we can hold on one sec. Let me see if I can do a quick copy and throw them in the chat real quick. But make sure y'all go check them out. Nothing Bundt Cakes. It's the real deal. Oh, I can't post that for whatever reason, Kareem. But I'm putting it in the private chat. I don't know if you can copy and paste.
Send it to me. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, I just put it in the private chat. So it's okay.
You want 10 cake, Trina? Lemon
she
cake?
Want a 10, like a 10-inch, like a
10-inch lemon cake from there, March. Yeah, man. Listen.
Okay, it's an inch. Okay. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come check your sugar content.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think Ezra is gonna be making a cake for Eli's birthday. So check out Baking Bliss as well too. We might be doing something for Father's Day because, you know, that's the holiday that always gets left out. So if you're looking for, you know, a holiday basket, we might be able to, Baking Bliss may be doing something for that as well, too.
Hey,
But we'll be
sis,
talking
man.
about that as we move forward. I think she might still be in the chat. So Ezra,
Hey, sis, man.
go ahead
I need
and shout yourself
I
out.
need some cookies. You know, I'm not supposed to have it, but I need some oatmeal preference. Oatmeal.
Yeah, them oatmeal raisins are on point.
That's the healthiest one. You know what I'm saying? I need some cookies, man. Father's Day, y'all could be my Father's Day gift, sis. Just saying.
Let
me
yeah,
know,
Trina,
let
they're really
me know what you need from me.
Customer service is really good. Yeah, they'll definitely chat you up.
Hey, they don't have any black home like they used to have back in the day, man. Like a soul food in Rochester back in the day. They don't have that up no more. Like soul food.
There's a couple spots.
Yeah.
I remember one time we took Keith, man. Keith wanted to take us out to dinner. Lord, we touched his pocket that day. dude, we all went in like we all went in like, yeah, we're gonna get a quarter chicken. He'd be like, oh no, brothers, I'm paying, brothers. You know, y'all go ahead and look.
He was like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I said, yo,
a quarter went to 2 quarters.
Quarter still half a chicken. You see everybody getting a half a chicken, bro, and cornbread. Oh man, he's like, yeah, I got my black card with me. I said, okay.
Well, that's what. Tell Keith to come on back to Rochester, or we go down to North Carolina to go see him.
Shout out Keith Bishop, man. If y'all want to go to an old school house and y'all get treated nice, North Carolina, baby, brother Keith Bishop, attorney at law.
Yes,
Love
sir.
that brother. One of the founding father of Rho Alpha chapter.
Hey, that's a black business too, man.
Yes, sir. And 807 was 809.
809.
809. Best Spanish food in Iraq, man. 809.
No doubt.
Go check them out.
Go check out 809, you guys.
I mean, if you check
short
your roots, man.
Gabriel. Tell my sent you.
They're also part of the African diaspora as well, man. So you still supporting black business.
Yeah. The 5% to go to 809 from Bruiser. Tell them Bruiser 5%.
You gotta go talk to Gabriel though. There's 2 Gabe.
Gabriel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Gabriel, the one that worked at the front. You know what I'm saying? 5%, baby.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, man. I think we good.
It. Yeah, man. Go out and support everything black, man. Y'all heard it here. Nothing but cakes. Baking Bliss. We'll shout some more out next week. So,
no doubt.
Hey, everybody, y'all have a good night.
Peace.
Bacon Bliss. Support Bacon Bliss. I need the flyers when you get them, Ike, so I can send them to my peoples in Iraq. If you have a flyer,